everyone, hope you're all safe, happy and healthy and enjoying the beautiful weather. Here we are for the next instalment of Why is Snot Green, and I've chosen for us to look at being human because there is some very funny questions in here. So let us begin. Being human. The human body, forged over millions of years into a finely tuned machine. Incredibly complex and perfectly adapted to its environment, it has allowed us to become the most powerful and intelligent creatures on the planet. If you think about it, being human can be pretty gross at times. For all that we've achieved, we still sneeze, burp, fart and poo our way through life. Like huge meaty balloons filled to bursting point with snot, gas and worse. And if our bodies are so clever and complex, how come our eyes go blurry underwater? And how come a blob of ice cream, if eaten too quickly, can bring us to our knees? Here we explore the mysteries of brain freeze and more, and find out what it really means to be human. So the first question I've chosen to look at is, why is snot green? Short answer, basically because it's the result of a fight between nasty bugs and body cells that make a green coloured goo. Snot is made of a sticky substance produced inside the nose that traps and flushes out harmful bacteria. These nasty bugs try to get up your nose when you breathe them in. The sticky stuff stops them getting down your throat and into your lungs. And it also contains cells that your body produces to fight and kill the bugs. It's these that make the green goo. Sneezing and blowing your nose help to clear it all out. The body cells form part of the incredibly clever and complex defense system in our body. They make special proteins which help them bust open, eat and digest the bacteria, a bit like acid in your stomach. It's because of these bacteria busting proteins that snot has the green colour. The colour green is purely because the protein contains a form of iron that reflects green light and absorbs all other colours. Incidentally, you find a similar protein in wasabi, the type of horseradish you eat with Japanese sushi, which is why that's green too. Think about the next time you eat horseradish or a bogey. Why would the bogey change colour to dark green, brown or black? That's because once it's out of its warm, moist home in your nose, the snot begins to dry up as water from it evaporates into the air. When this happens, the proteins die and the greenish proteins within them break up, removing the green colour from the bogey. After this, bacteria in the air settle onto the bogey and start to eat it. Waste not, want not, as my mum always says. They chew up all the bits of the protein, dead bacteria and skin cells found in the snot, until all that's left is a dried up mass of brownish black protein leftovers. And even that gets eaten eventually. Top 10 places to stick a bogey. 1. Under a table. 2. Under your chair. 3. Under your tongue. 4. On the wall. 5. On a friend. 6. In someone's pencil case. That's why I don't allow pencil cases. 7. In someone's lunch. 8. Behind a steering wheel. 9. Behind your head. 10. Back up your nose again. I would recommend never doing any of these things, especially at the minute with with all the germs going around. My next question I have chosen to look at is, if you swallow a burp, does it turn into a fart? Short answer, sometimes yes. Either that or it simply turns into a slightly stinkier burp that comes back up a bit later on. As far as the body's concerned, it's better out than in, I'm afraid. Does that mean that farts and burps are basically the same thing? In a way, yes. Both are gases released from your digestive system, just from opposite ends. They're made in slightly different ways though. Burps are mostly made of oxygen and carbon dioxide, plus a few other gases for aroma. They're made as you swallow air with your food, which makes it as far down as your stomach before being churned back out again a little while later. Farts are a bit more complicated. They contain some swallowed air, but also methane, hydrogen sulfide, which provides the rotten egg smell, and other gases released both by normal digestion and by bacteria living in your intestines. Why do you do more burps when you drink fizzy drinks and more farts when you eat beans? Fizzy drinks contain carbon dioxide, which is added under pressure to give the fizzy bubbles. Drink them down fast and the gases build up in your stomach until they blast their way back up your esophagus or food tube, out of your mouth and into the face of a disapproving auntie. Beans contain lots of cellulose, a fibrous material that is hard for you to digest, but is happily broken down by your gut bacteria. In doing so, they produce extra carbon dioxide. This time it goes down instead of up, builds up at the rectum, or bum passage, and finally rattles out at an impressive speed into the waiting world. Why do they smell and sound so different? They smell different partly due to their different contents, but also because, frankly, farts spend longer inside you picking up smells before they resurface. They sound different because they move through differently shaped vessels on the way out. Much like a wind or brass instrument, the various twists and turns the gas has to go through before it gets out, plus the force of the initial blast, affects the tone of the sound you get. Burps rattle up the comparatively simple and open tube of your esophagus, past your vocal cords, handy for that burp talking trick, and out of your mouth and nose, so you get a fairly deep, low tone and a smooth release of air. Fart noises are much more varied. After making their way to your rectum, the anus, or bum door, is held shut by a muscle called a sphincter. If it seeps out, the fart is silent, but deadly. If it's forced out, you get a vibration of the sphincter muscles, producing an impressive range of different sounds, from low rumble to high squeak. On balance, then, the bum trumpet is a much better instrument than the burpophone. So if swallowing wet air means that a burp can turn into a fart, then why not the other way round? Because the tubes of your digestive system contain safety valves at key points to stop digested food from flowing backwards and up to the mouth. That would not only be extremely unpleasant, but it could also be painful as, once it clears your stomach, the slurry of food gets quite acidic and can actually burn your esophagus. These valves, also called sphincters, are found at the entrance and exit to your stomach and at the junction between your small and large intestines. It's your pyloric sphincter, the one between your stomach and your intestines, that stops fart gas making its way back to the stomach and turn into a burp. What if the valves didn't work? Then you'd fart out of your mouth and down your nose. I don't know about you, but I think I prefer the current arrangement. Okay, and for tomorrow, we are going to find out, unless anyone objects, why your poo goes runny when you get diarrhoea, and what would happen if you sneezed and farted at the same time. I don't know about you, but I thoroughly enjoyed reading about farting and found it very hard to control my giggles. I hope you all have a little giggle listening to it, and I have a lovely weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy. I can't speak today, guys, I'm sorry. Stay indoors or in your gardens. Keep washing those hands. I will see you and speak to you all on Monday. See you later.